The thing that is the hardest is the thing that is simple and repetitive. That's the hardest thing. The thing that is not repetitive but is more advanced is actually, like, for me, it's easier. You know?
Building up
This little thing like that, like you redo it again and again. It's so freaking hard. Oh my god. It's never the same. Depend who you train for, who you gonna fight. It's depend the strategy. Depend on a lot of factors. Fight a good wrestler. You don't want to fight him where he's strong. You want to take him out of his comfort zone. You know what I mean? So it's always depend. It's not a simple a question that is the same for everybody. It depends who I'm fighting up against. If I'm fighting a good kickboxer, I want to bring him down. If I want to fighting a good wrestler, I want to keep it up.
Yeah, it's almost the opposite, isn't it? So you know what he's good at, so you don't spend
I try to be the antagonist of who I'm fighting. Yeah. That's one thing I'm good at. I'm not the best at something, but I'm good at everything. One thing that you're good at because it makes you a better weapon. That's what makes you great, because you have a good stuff, so you need to keep it ahead of the game, but also you need to work on your weaknesses, so it's both. You cannot just work on the weaknesses, because you'll be an average fighter if you need to keep what is good, you know? For example, like I wanted to develop more power in my punches, you know. So I started working with Freddie Roach. So he spent a lot of time of teaching me and repetitively doing drills of how I transfer my weight, and it paid off. My last fight, I clipped Michael Bisping and it, knock him down, you know. So because in fighting, sometimes when you're in crisis moment, you won't think about what you do. You'll do it. All the repetition that you have been doing it in training, you'll do the same thing. You know, you won't do something different.
Yeah.
So if you're doing, for example, a hook and you're doing it with the arm, in a fight you'll do it with the arm again. But if every time you did the repetition, you transfer the weight and get that twist. When you fight, you'll get that twist too. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a natural reaction.
Yes. So you want to drill, when you repeat the drilling and training, it has to be good. It's a lot of young guys, they do it like just to do it, like, oh, I'll get over with like fast, so they don't pay attention on detail. But these repetitions that you did and you mess up, that make your brain, your computer register the movement pattern. It's like a track of train, you know, and it will follow the same track when you're fighting for survival, because you're not gonna think about it. It will follow the same track, plus or less. So if you follow this track that you gave him in training, that is a bad technique. You won't do it well. You know what I mean? The cyclist, right? He was like Tour de France champion. He had like the best cardio as a cyclist. He came in Freddie Roach to do one round of pad. He almost threw up. He stopped. He couldn't do it because it's not efficient in that movement. Everything he did was spending too much energy. He didn't know how to move efficiently as a boxer. Yeah. But as a cyclist, nobody can keep up with him. You know what I mean? So it's very sport specific. Yeah. People say, oh, he's got to wait. Like, it's not really cardio. It's the way you move. It's efficiency. You know what I mean? Same thing with the training. Some guy, the more they will do, they will get better. They will move better. They will learn how to move efficiently, like using the right amount of muscle without spending too much fuel, and doing the movement without spending too much effort and energy. That's what it is. Let's say you fight around a 5 minute. Yeah. I mean, if I fight championship round, I have 5 minutes. 5 minute round. People say, oh, the fight start with the ring bell. It's not true. Not for me. The fight start when I want it to start. If the ring bell and I'm with Pierre, and Pierre come to fight.
So I'm the
I don't want to engage, and the fight doesn't start yet. So, yeah, but this is a skill you have to learn. This is a skill I have to practice, and all that movement. It's your foot. You know, it's a lot of muscle in the foot, and you need to practice that. But a lot of guys are flat-footed. They don't know how to move. So all they do when they do back work or they train, it's all about fighting. Me, I learn how to fight, but also learn how to disengage. And disengaging, it's basically more than half of the fight. On 5 minutes of fighting, I don't fight for 5 minutes. I fight for 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes and a half. But I only want to engage the fight on my terms. This is a rule of the war of fighting. You never want to. You never want to fight on your opponent's turf. And it's true for everything. That's one of the reasons, like when I fought Bisping, I studied a lot of the war stuff because I'm fighting a bigger, stronger man than me. He was like overweight me by a lot of pounds, a lot of kilos. So start reading like in history how the smaller army beat bigger army. The best example I found is the Vietnamese against the Americans. The Vietnamese always fought on their term. They never went out to fight the American on their term. In a way that they were hiding, American came, pow, 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 move, go back in the hole, go in the other place, hiding, pow, 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 go back in the hole. They never went like this. They would have gone like this, they would have get crushed. They would have tried to attack the American on their turf, they would have get crushed. It's the same thing in fighting. You always want to fight on your turn, on your turf. Because when the other guy step on your turf, you get the surprise effect on him. So that's how you fight bigger men.
I think
sometimes you have to chase it, but you have to be cautious, you know, when you do that. Most of them will not happen, but there's some of them that will happen. Yeah, because I went through my head. Yeah, it's great. It's crazy. It became like a little bit of obsessive compulsive thing, but I think that's one of the things that make me good at what I do. I run out through every scenario, every position, every. Or what happens if I get clipped and I fall on the floor and you come on like everything. Yeah. So when it happens, I don't panic. I just automatically react to what I should do. I've learned from visualization, but I found out also that's what helped me in the fight, you know, to overthink this stuff. And I was like this also when I was young. And sometimes when I visualize a fight, sometimes I'm winning, but sometimes I'm losing as well. I'm not always winning. It's not always positive. So when I'm scared and I'm thinking I'm losing, what I do is I don't want to finish my visualization on a bad, negative time. So what I do is when I picture like I'm getting clipped or beat down, I'm trying to force myself that shit out, like a puzzle. Like, how am I gonna get out of this? Okay, if you do that, I should do this, and then I'm gonna go back in advantage. You know, I'm gonna turn around the situation. That's how I finish every time. Never want to finish on a negative note. Finish on a negative note, it's like it's not good. You know? I know it's hard because it became like a sickness at one point. It became like, and something it could happen like this. Before a fight, those images can come while you're driving your car. Like you think it's gonna do that, then like I'm gonna do this, that. Because you're not always winning. Sometimes you're losing like 50% of the time. Most of the time you try to picture yourself winning, but sometimes like, oh, if you do that, I'm gonna do that. If I do, you know, it's kind of crazy, but that's how it is. So that's how it should be when you're at it. I know it sounds crazy, but that's how it is. It's crazy. It's a fight in your head. Like, it's too scary. I'm not afraid to admit that I'm afraid. A lot of guys are like, oh, no, fuck that shit, I'll kick his ass. Yeah, right. So it's normal to be afraid. You don't wanna be afraid to admit you're afraid. Sport changed over the years, you know, everybody tried to be to make more noise now. It's a lot of guys, they get out of their way, they're not authentic, you know. Some guys are good at doing this, but some guys are not as well, you know. But everybody want to make noise now. They all want to be like Muhammad Ali. I think you just need to be authentic. Well, but when you teach someone and if you reach a level that is doing it better than you, that's when you know you did your job, you know. When he master the discipline that you teach him better than even yourself, when the student pass the teacher, I think that's the best reward a teacher can have. You know what I mean? I think that's you made your job, you know. Me, I give everything when I teach. I don't have no secret. I teach everything. So I don't have an ego like, oh, I'm not gonna show him that because I teach everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like knowledge. Knowledge is very important for a fighter. It's the most important thing. There's a lot of coaching in mixed martial art, but you rarely see a good coach. There's a lot of boxing coach, a lot of MMA coach, but there's very rare you will find a good one. It's very rare. It's like a profession that you don't need any diploma for, but there's only a few guys really got their credential in that thing. As everybody want to be, it's like a fun. It's not checked, and everybody can open a school and make becoming a coach. It's like something that everybody can do. You know, everybody can do based on a reputation, or you know what I mean. And you can be a good athlete, and you can be also a bad coach as well. It doesn't mean if you're a good competitor, you'll be a good trainer. It's passing on your knowledge. Sometimes it's a hard thing to do. It's a skill that it's not everybody that has. You know, it's kind of hard.